has been decided, and we will go back to the first battle now of that top 16 bracket, and it's going to be an interesting one. Lee Scott taking on Paul Kennedy. Yes. Paul Kennedy's reward for overcoming Graham Holden is taking on an undefeated Lee Scott in 2018.
No one has beaten that grey and blue BMW this year yet in Pro-Am. Can Paul Kennedy be the man to take him down? Well, here we go. We're about to find out.
Lee Scott to lead in. Paul Kennedy. Big aggression from Kennedy as he goes right onto the door of Lee Scott. Not giving an inch to your championship leader, but Lee Scott nailing that outer line. He has it dialed in, and look at the speed. But what about this from Kennedy, Dave? He is all over the back, not giving an inch, and really bringing the fight. Those Zeetex tyres gripping up perfectly for him, and he looks very comfortable here in Dunleary.
Do you know what? Paul Kennedy just may have given a big message to Lee Scott, like, you're not going to have this all your own way this year. That is an incredible chase run for Paul Kennedy. Stayed with him throughout the course, but also controlled his aggression. Didn't get caught when you might think some drivers would. Didn't get caught up in the smoke, and I think he's going to take an advantage at the end of this one. Lee Scott now has to come into this second run and prove that he is the best man in this class, and he's going to have to put on an incredible performance here. This is what we wanted to see. Lee Scott is now under pressure to actually perform. He's not going to take this one handy. He's got to outdo that run from Paul Kennedy, meaning he's got to get it within a couple of feet of his car throughout that run, or Kennedy's going to take this one. Kennedy's got to put in the lead run of his life here also.
Yeah, Kennedy's got to put in a big run, but both these cars look evenly paced as well, which is very important. Now Kennedy nailing that wall, and Scott is right there with him. Scott down the inside, will he get caught? Has to back out of it, but look at this, jumps forward and right onto the door. Lee Scott is chewing down on Paul Kennedy, but look at Kennedy's line. Kennedy nailing the qualifying line, they switch it back, throw it out to the tyres, and off the wall, Dunleary raised the roof for Lee Scott and Paul Kennedy. One of the runs of the day.
Amazing stuff. I mean, Lee Scott knew he got to pull it out of the bag there, and I think that's just what we got. We got Lee Scott, hungry and under pressure, Lee Scott, but he, started well. He finished even stronger on that one, putting in a lot of proximity towards the top of the circuit. He was almost wheel to wheel. Incredible stuff from a rising talent in this class, and will he stay undefeated? Well, he's given himself every shot there because the judges have something to think about. But Kennedy putting in two incredible runs, take nothing away from him.
Yeah, I wonder, has Kennedy done enough to send this one more time? He's certainly given it a good go. Has he done enough to win it? The judges' scores are in. Slide them left for Kennedy, right for Scott. Kieran goes for Lee Scott. Kevin goes for Lee Scott. Lee Scott's going through to the grade 8. Dunleary, show your appreciation and give a round of applause to Paul Kennedy. A valiant effort. But Lee Scott remains undefeated for 2018, Dave. What's it going to take?
Yeah, we got to go back to the judges, and guys, that was an incredible battle.
Absolutely fantastic battle there. Both runs actually almost a mirror of each other. The only thing that we could have that we actually saw there was a difference was between tipping point 3 and 4 and the transition. Lee had a very slightly better transition than Paul did on his chase run. But it really all comes down to just coming in between clipping points 7 and 8 here in front of us. Paul unfortunately dropped 2 wheels, which was the deciding factor of the battle. Up until that, there was absolutely nothing between them. Fantastic driving by both drivers.
So Lee Scott he's got a tough day at the office today. If that's the way it's going to go for the rest of his charge, and we go back to the start.